welcome to the Tarot Cottage. My name is Amy. I'm back today with a pick a card reading for you. A big welcome to my beautiful returning subscribers. Thank you guys so much for being here, for your friendship, for your beautiful comments. You guys are so beautiful and so wonderful to each other and to me. A big thank you to everyone who has recently subscribed as well. If you have stumbled across this channel recently, or if you're just here new today, we want you to join us. Please pull up a chair, get cozy, and we'll have a little chat because we're all friends when we gather here together. So today's pick a card reading, we're looking at who can't stop thinking about you and why, and what will they do about it? Will they make a move on you? So who is thinking about you obsessively? Why can't they get you off of their mind? And what are they going to do about this energy between the two of you? We have 3 piles to choose from today. We have pile number 1 here with the blue feather. We have pile number 2 with the yellow feather. And we have pile number 3 with the red feather. So whichever pile or piles are calling out to you today, there may be a message waiting from Spirit, and I'm going to jump right into pile number 1. Again, today is all about who is constantly thinking about you and why. Pile 1. Hello, pile 1. You were drawn to the bluish feather, or to this little deck. I don't remember the name of this deck, if I'm honest, so I'll have to check back and put it in the comments below. But this is your reading on who can't stop thinking about you and why. So who is thinking about pile 1, please, and why are their thoughts so intense? We do have the Chariot in the reverse position, and this really speaks to sort of really strong Cancer energy. It's someone who has kind of second-guessed their decisions or choices that they made regarding you in the past specifically, and they may have been pulled in different directions at that time as well in the past of this connection. And the truth is that they were, even in the past, they couldn't stop thinking about you, and they kind of turned their back on that emotion for you at that time, and they made a poor choice. They really feel like they made a poor choice, and you can even look at the King here. It's like his hat's been blown open, because it's like he's had this epiphany of love that's just burst through everything. We have here the Temperance. Who can't stop thinking about you and why? We have the Magician. And we have the 8 of Pentacles. Back of the deck we have the 5 of Pentacles, and we have the Judgment. It feels like it could be an emotional or a spiritual separation, and maybe a physical separation from this person too, because they do think about coming together. It may not be a physical separation, because I feel like they're really concerned about wagging tongues. So this person, there's multiple messages coming in for the collective. I feel like this is somebody who regrets decisions that they made about you in the past, but I feel like there could be a work connection here as well at this time. And so there's this strong desire to manifest a union, a physical union specifically, but a strong desire to manifest a relationship, a union. And it's like they're just trying to deal with the constant thoughts of you. They're just trying to deal with this emotional epiphany that they've had about you, because it's kind of sent them into a bit of a whirlwind. So you may not be physically disconnected from this person. For some of you, you may be. This could be somebody from your past who's like, I made a poor choice back then. I realize who you are now, and now I'm just waiting for another opportunity to work on things. It's like, if I got another opportunity to work on things, I would definitely take it. Because there is somebody here that feels like they haven't exercised their ability to be vocal with you, and they would like a chance to do that. They want a chance to express something to you, even with the Judgment. It's like returning from the dead, bringing about an epiphany that hits you in communication, but they are stressed out about that. You have the Sun, and they've had clarity that's hit them after a delay, and now they can't sort of stop themselves from it's become a habit. It's like a consistency, because once you see the truth, you can't unsee it. And we're going from a huge contrast of the light to the dark, right? So the light or the clarity that they've had about you is still overwhelming, because there's still, even though they know how they feel, it's like there's no query about how I feel. I know that I'm emotionally driven here. I know that there's an emotional investment, but even that realization has thrust me into despair in a sense, because there's so much burden associated with it now. It's like a bittersweetness because I'm burdened by the unknowns, and I'm burdened on whether or not I'm ever going to get a chance to correct my mistake or make amends here in some way. Oh, Three of Cups. Somebody who does want reunions, and someone who wants definitely more than friendship here. So if it began in friendship, it's not in friendship anymore. And even if it was in friendship here and it was their fear that stopped them from being able to push through into a relationship, they realize now what a big mistake that they made. And they want to now go out on a limb. It's like, I want to fix my mistake. That's what I keep hearing. I want to fix my mistake. So this person feels like they're someone who really feels that they took a wrong path with you. They didn't have the courage to take advantage of the opportunity when it was upon them. And now that's definitely something that is plaguing them because they want to make amends. And this Ace of Pentacles is like they're wondering if it's too late. Timing may be an issue. There could be a really long period, for instance, of disconnect. And I'm thinking a couple of years for someone watching where you have not been in contact with this person. And so there's this wondering of like, is it too late? Did this epiphany come in too late? But it's still so strong. It's like embers that are still burning so brightly. Despite so much change that I feel like both of you have experienced, there's been so much change. And I feel I just heard we just scratched the surface of what was possible in this connection. But I feel like they weren't prepared for the vulnerability that was necessary back here. They're prepared for that now, because even the Seven of Wands, look, the spark is still strong enough to power through any obstacles. And now they have the toolkit, the emotional toolkit, the physical toolkit to be able to be determined enough to power through. They're like, I've grown up, I'm matured, I know what I want, I know what I'm capable of, and I know that I was capable of more here. It was just fear that stopped them. They want a relationship. And there's the Queen of Cups. And if we started with the King of Cups, here is the Queen of Cups, like the mom and dad of the deck. And they are fiercely guarding this attraction and this potential with you. Because look at this Queen. And they wonder, there's a sense of timing being really delayed because the sun looks like it's burning out. And they don't know if you still feel that potential or if you ever did. But I feel like they know that you did. I feel like there was a very strong mutual energy because there's more than one bird on this limb that was being asked to take a risk. So this may be sort of mirrored energy to how you treated the opportunity in the past. Who can't stop thinking about you and why? What are some of their thoughts, please? They didn't trust in their own intuition. We have Day and Night coming out in the reversal. And they're saying that they are thinking about you consistently because they're ready to take those masks off, and they're ready to they weren't ready to take a leap of faith then, but they are ready to take a leap of faith now. And what I just heard was that you may have considered them in the past to be a little bit nerdy or something. We have here New Directions. It also is coming out in the reversal. And back of the deck is Eva. And they are saying that in the past, the reason why they were hesitant was because they couldn't tell, even though I think there was an emotional investment from you too, they couldn't really tell by how you carried on the conversations. There's something about Eva here that is intimidating. She's got a snake around her neck. I can't tell by her expression what she's thinking. And so they were just really afraid of wreaking havoc on the friendship or on the connection as it stood. But now there's this desire to take this connection still. Even if there's been a long delay, this person's like, if I had another opportunity, I would take it, because it's still a wish to change directions here and to have a do-over, to fix the mistake. I just keep hearing that. I want to fix what I should have done in the past. I just want to fix it. And I want to take my mask off, and I want to be real with you. And I want the permanent change that would come. It's like, what do I have to lose? That's the mentality they're in now, because they've had that ability to expand their awareness, and so they're more prepared for even a rejection, for instance. They're more prepared for that because they've evolved, they've experienced things, and they're claiming that in the past they didn't have that in their arsenal. They didn't necessarily have the ability to see things from a higher perspective because emotion was too strong. Their emotion was driving them and making them feel stagnant. They could be they could be a Cancer or Pisces. Very strong water element to this person. What are some of their thoughts that they're having? person that can't stop thinking of pile 1. I wish that I'd taken my masks off, and I wish I'd been way more honest with you. We could have solved all of this if we had just taken our masks off. But Spirit comes over the top with beliefs like that and says that, you know, wherever we're sitting in the present moment, that's where we're meant to be in this second. That nothing that we did that brought us here was a mistake. It was all valuable. So it's about taking advantage of new opportunities at this point. I made a big, huge mistake when it comes to this connection. What are some of their thoughts, please? And we're going to ask what they're going to do about it too. We'll see if there's going to be any movement. I'm trying to let go of the past, but they are having closure issues. They can't move forward with the Chariot in reverse. It's really hard to do that. It's hard to move forward with our cars in reverse. The truth is, you take my breath away. Explosion on the floor. It's too many, so we'll reshuffle that. And you are a goddess. Back of the deck says, oh, I dream about the life that we almost had together. It's very sweet in a bittersweet sort of way. So let's take a look here at what are they going to do about this. Are they going to do anything about their attraction and their consistent thoughts of pile number 1? Are they going to do anything about their attraction? 7 of Pentacles, the Page of Swords. They could even be keeping tabs on you. They could be watching your social media. And this person could have been someone that you went to school with. That's not for everyone, but that is for someone specifically. We have here the Moon and the Ace of Swords, and we have the 8 of Swords. Right this moment there, for the time being, I keep hearing, for the time being, there's a truth that permeates your situation, their situation, that doesn't allow movement at this moment. But they are keen. They have intentions of doing this eventually. They have intentions of bringing forth their true feelings, because there's the King of Cups, bringing forth their feelings. But right now there are obstacles and responsibilities that are getting in the way. This could be for both of you or just one of you. But you're giving them this, you still influence them in ways that you don't even realize. Like you influence them to change directions in their life drastically, but they're recognizing now is not the time. They're still in the midst of this reflection. They're still scared of facing the challenges that are keeping them kind of stuck. So it's an acknowledgement that they can't do anything about it now, but they have intentions to bring their feelings to light, especially if they ever got the opportunity. So they may not be actively seeking it right this moment, but if it ever comes up, they won't let it go to waste. They will definitely express something to you, and that's what they are intending to do, pile 1. Let's get a charm bowl for you, pile number 1. What was the very last thought that this person that can't stop thinking, ooh, Page of Wands, that can't stop thinking about pile 1 had towards pile 1? Oh, we've got 4 in the bowl today. We have bonus. So we have the the Page of Wands sideways. We have a bunch of in the state of limbo here. The Moon reverse. They have intentions to reveal something to you. And there's also these revelations that they've had through their own intuition, that their awareness has grown, and so they've now had these epiphanies about you. We have the Queen of Pentacles and we have the Devil. Now, I am getting multiple messages in the bowl here for the collective, so please take those as they resonate. For someone watching, you're not in a position to accept any sort of reunion in this moment. There's attachments here, but there's also a codependent attachment to this person, I feel too, which kind of creates the limbo state that we're in at this moment. So that's what's causing the delay here. But the very last thought that they have about you was about your attractability, about how you carry yourself, about your position, about their desire to express something to you, and also about how all of this physical exploration, especially in a sexual tense, all of this physical exploration is still being put off, and so they're frustrated with that. We have the electric guitar. It's the Barbie car, or Barbie guitar. We have the Rose of Hope, the red Rose of Hope. We have the 9 of Pentacles. So somebody who put you up on a pedestal and thought that you were really attractive. It also speaks to position and investments that we've made to create our current positions that we're proud of. We have the letter J. We have the Sword of Truth. And there's a cat on the end of this sword, which is talking about the strength to wield my truth. We have a little wrench in our plans though, and it could have to do with this tower. So take that as it resonates. The tower is leaning over, which could indicate the fear of permanent change or upheaval. We have here the heart with the stethoscope. So blocked heart chakra. So they really didn't express what was in there. They were vulnerable, and you were just this huge temptation that had the power to destroy, and they were too afraid to bring their feelings to the surface. Oh, we have one more. Believe in love. And they don't want to let go of that belief. And right here in the center is this temperance energy of like, I feel like ultimately we may get another chance to come together, but for now I'm trying to embrace the journey that we're in. All right, pile 1, that's what I have for you today. I hope that it resonates, and I am praying for you all. And if you would like to be a part of our beautiful soul family here, please subscribe to the channel and drop your comment below and hit your notification bell so that I can enter you in for a chance to win a free reading with me. Congratulations to Carla, this month's winner. And I will be drawing another name as well for that very shortly. So be sure to drop your comment under any of my videos this month, actually, and you will automatically be entered for your chance to win. I also offer readings, private readings through my Etsy account, and that link is below as well. But I hope that you come back for a visit at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a great day. Hello, pile number 2, you were drawn to the yellow feather, or to this deck. And I believe this deck is from Liz Dean. I think it's called like the Golden Tarot or something. It's from Liz Dean. I really love Liz Dean's art. In fact, pile 3 is Liz Dean as well. Her tarot deck is from Liz Dean too. But this is your reading today. Who can't stop thinking about you and why? And are they going to do anything about it? So let's see who is thinking about pile number 2, please. Who can't stop thinking about pile number 2? We have here the 8 of Pentacles. There's a really strong work element, I feel, to this reading. They could be someone that you work with, potentially, but we'll see what happens here. Page of Pentacles. So the person that can't stop thinking about you, pile 2, is somebody that is actively in your life potentially, or they're aware of you in the present energy, and they are someone that could be in connection to your work realm. They see this as an opportunity toward, because they really think that you have a great heart. It's less, it's like, and I like that. It's so refreshing to see somebody who's just like, that's a really good person, and I really like their heart, and I really want to get to know them. Ooh, 2 of Cups and the 7 of Cups. And the reason they can't stop thinking about you, pile 2, and I'm smiling because it's just so cute, and it's because you're like this fantasy. They have a huge crush on you, this person. And why wouldn't they? With a beautiful heart like the Queen of Cups. They want a relationship with you. That's why they can't stop thinking about you. And this 7 of Cups is a fantasy of that, because combined together is the 9. So they're wishing for this. It's a fantasy. It's an option for them, or they hope that it's an option. For right now, it feels like a fantasy that they're having about having this relationship with you. And that's why they just can't get you out of their mind. They're very focused on you, because they've already sort of emotionally invested in the fantasy a little bit too. We have the 6 of Pentacles. Back of the deck, we have the Ace of Swords. And we have the 6 of Swords. And they're really, I feel like my face is hot because I feel like you bring a flushed energy to their face a lot, because they spend a lot of time with you, I think. Or again, there's a work connection to this attraction. And they've communicated with you enough to know that there is an investment here. They're already started falling a little bit for you too. And that's a truth that I feel like is, Spirit says that that's a truth that can be a little bit dangerous sometimes too, because they don't know how you feel and they are hoping for clarity ultimately. And the 6 of Swords is like this need, this desire to clear out the clutter, this desire for the truth. And so the 6 of Pentacles is talking about whether or not it's being reciprocated, and they're not quite sure yet. So let me clarify and see. Who can't stop thinking about pile 2, please, and why? We have the Lovers. They're so attracted to you. And it feels like they're trying to be logical about that attraction. They could be a Gemini potentially, but they're trying to be logical about that attraction. This almost gives me like devil vibes sometimes, with the darkness of the card and the red and the intensity. There's a lot of passion here, a lot of attraction towards you. Being pulled in different directions though, I feel like having to make a choice about that, because they see it as a threat to They see it as a threat to the work realm or to the environment that they know you from. This world energy, there's this sense of them really checking up on you online. I will say that as well. And them really thinking about taking a risk. I will say that too. They really, and they know that in order to achieve something, it's like nothing ventured, nothing gained. And if I don't risk and like step outside of my comfort zone, then I'll never know. And I'll be sort of, I'll be in this limbo, this state of limbo forever. We have the Tower. I feel like there's this, and this is not for everyone, but if you are sort of not available, they don't want to create havoc for you. They also are saying that if they do come forward with their truth and you're willing, it could change everything for them. Because as I said, they've already fantasized enough. So they have already adapted or adopted some fantasy and this Queen of Cups already has a strong emotional investment. A really strong emotional investment. So there's this acknowledgement of like, if I come forward with a risk, it could either go one of two ways. It could be a huge success and it changes everything, or it could be hugely disappointing and still change everything for me. Because there's this foundation energy. They want to build a foundation with you. That's why they can't stop thinking about you. Because ultimately, in a perfect world, you would come forward and say, hey, I'm in love with you. And they would say, I'm in love with you too. And the two of you would go galloping off into the sunset. You have the Hanged Man. And I do feel like you speak to this person quite a bit. Like there's a lot of communication between the two of you. And so because of that communication, it's like they're feeling the waters, they're testing the waters, they're seeing what more will be revealed during this communication. Because again, they're seeing you as this option, but they're confused about how you feel. They definitely feel like they have more of an emotional investment at this point, or in the very least, they're really portraying a strong one. But they don't know how you feel. So they want more communication to sort of clear that out, clear out the clutter, give them more confidence. And so they're surrendering to how things are in this moment. And I'm going to be looking into the future to see if they're going to ultimately make some sort of move or some sort of proclamation. But in this moment, they're like, I'm gathering more information. I like our conversations, but they don't make me feel that confident or confident enough to bring forward my truth, because there's still this insecurity about what's waiting for me if I reveal my true feelings. But the Moon does speak about our intuition as well and how that's leading the situation. And they feel really emotionally connected to you. Who can't stop thinking of, oops, pile two. With House of Flowers coming out. We also have here Transformation and the Red Garden. What's interesting is that the Red Garden is number 8. The Transformation card is 2 and a 6, which is an 8 as well. And there's this, I just heard, I beg your pardon, I never promised you a rose garden. Back of the deck is the Listen card. And this is all from the Oracle of Mystical Moments, which is a very, very beautiful oracle. But the Listen card is in the reversal position. And it's talking about somebody who's really sensitive. And somebody who absorbs other people's energy. So this could describe you, very empathic energy. Motherhood is really associated with the Queen of Cups, but it's reversed. So I think that this person is emotional. Like they are an emotional person. They definitely could be a Scorpio, a Cancer, especially a Cancer energy, or you could be the Cancer energy here. But it's really speaking to somehow of how that emotion sometimes overwhelms us. So we take options and stuff and we don't apply a force that's necessary because our emotions really get the better of us at this time. And we have the House of Flowers here, which is about building up a foundation, and it's reversed. They don't want to cause chaos for anyone, and they don't want to cause awkwardness in the work realm if there is a connection there. And for someone, there's a very strong connection there because it's in this realm where they discovered you, so to speak, or they discovered this situation, but they also, it's pushing them outside of their comfort zone. It's asking them to gain mastery over that fear. And so there's this uncertainty about what's waiting for them because they would love to have a relationship, and that's why they can't stop thinking about you, but there's uncertainty awaiting them. So that's why where that song came out, it's like, I beg your pardon, I never promised you a rose garden, because they don't know if their empowerment will lead to success. So they're really fearful of that. And they are also, I think that they would be emotionally devastated if you were to reject them. So that's something that's coming through too. can't stop thinking about pile number 2, please. We have here exchanging gifts, number 27. And back of the deck is blessed in the reversal. And the blessed card encourages us to stay focused on our present moment for all that we are blessed with. And right now, this person likes, because they have a very strong ability to manifest desires, like as I said, they have a really strong investment in this fantasy and this desire of having a relationship with you. They're really good at that. They're good at sort of riling up these storylines for themselves, but they're also really good at bringing up these negative storylines about expectations of failure. So that's what the ego uses against them to stop them from pushing back with force and really expressing what they need to express during some of these communications. And so it's really a pull for them to stay focused in the positive, because emotion may be their superpower, but it's also something that they have to work towards maintaining or controlling, because sometimes our emotion can be a huge asset to us, but it can also keep us in a fearful place as well. Let's take a look at some message cards to see what kind of thoughts this person is having. So who's constantly thinking about pile 2, and what sort of thoughts are they having? And then we're going to look at the future and see if this person is going to reveal themselves to you. So what are some of the thoughts that pile 2's person is having? We have here, want to grow old with you, but it's the 10 of Pentacles in the reversal. So there's a foundation with the 10 of Pentacles, and when it's in the reversal, there's this fear of kind of breaking down that foundation. It's like for conflicts, loneliness that this person experiences, maybe in the work realm, maybe at home. It does speak to someone who could have commitment, so take that as it resonates to your situation. That's not for everyone. What are their thoughts, please? You have here, I can't see past my own fears, the 8 of Swords. Stuck in a prison of their own design. And knowing that success is going to take work. It's going to take that leap of faith here. And says, I'm ready to fight for this. The 5 of Wands. This person feels very insecure, and I don't think that they would handle competition very well when it comes to you. You're the one who cut me out, and I would do anything for you. It's coming out reverse. They're hoping that you'll notice, that you'll respond to the communication, that you'll notice them, that you'll feel the same way. That's what they're hoping, that the Queen of Swords will be able to be the authority and create change here, so that they don't have to necessarily push themselves out of their comfort zone too far. I shouldn't have doubted my intuition, the Page of Cups, and because their intuition is telling them that they should say something. Their intuition is telling them that if they want this new emotional start, they have to say something, which is a huge risk in their opinion. But that's the only way to blow the top off of this attraction, this really strong, it feels like a huge crush that they have on you. But it's going beyond that, because the emotional investment is starting to take root. That if they want this new emotional start, they have to take that risk. But we have here uncertainty. We have 20, the Judgment. If I called, would you answer? Because they are fearing change. And they don't want to make a mistake, right? They don't want to make a mistake when it comes to you. But let's take a look here and see if they're going to do anything about it. Are they going to act upon their feelings and their thoughts with pile 2, please? The Moon. We have the Moon as the back of deck. Very strong Cancer element to this person. The Chariot, Cancer. We have the 3 of Swords. They are sort of anticipating that I feel like for someone, there could be another person involved or a third party. So please take that as it resonates. I do feel like this person's going to bring their truth forward. I think they're going to express themselves, and you may not be in a position to receive them back because you get clarity, but it also kind of leaves them feeling disappointed. But I do feel like they're going to push through with this intensity, with this drive, because it's their emotions, it's their feelings that's driving that Chariot. But what they receive, again, there could be difficulties in placement or practical concerns. It's like they bring forward the awareness, but there is some disappointment on their end as how they're received or what they learn about you and your dynamics or your position and your ability to be able to enter into a relationship with them. But I do feel that they will come forward and reveal themselves to you, pile 2. Let's get a charm bowl, please, for pile number 2. What was the very last thought that this person had about pile 2 in their mind? The person that can't stop thinking. 5 of Wands, jealousy over you. The Star reversed. And the Sun reversed. So delays in bringing forward their truth, delays in gratifications too, because some of their hope is waning because of competition, because of insecurity. And that was the last thought that they have. It's like, you feel so far away. You feel so far away from me. And there's a sense of them feeling ignored by you too in that environment. So if there's a work connection here, feeling kind of ignored, and that made them feel really jealous. It made them unhappy when they felt ignored or overlooked by you. Oh, we have the cheesecake slice, which hasn't come out in a long time. We have the heartbreak. We have weakness is a choice. We have Z and J, and I think about dreaming with the Z. We also have here a phone with no receiver. Let me get a couple more. Let me pinch here. We have U and O. And we have here a 4-leaf clover for good luck. And we have here a stethoscope that's all tangled up. So somebody whose heart space is confused, who's all sort of overwhelmed with emotion. And we have the key. So somebody who feels afraid, but who is the only one who has the key to taking leaps of faith. Now the cheesecake, I think about friendship because it's the dice from the Golden Girls. So thank you, Jessica, who gave this to me last year for my birthday. The Golden Girls, I think about cheesecake. I think about taking a slice, and I think about friendship as well. So this person could consider you a friend at this time or an acquaintance. That is what I have for you today, pile 2. I hope that it resonated. And if it did, please drop your comment below so that I can enter you in for a chance to win a free reading with me. I want to congratulate Carla for winning this month's reading, and I will be drawing another name soon. So please drop your comment and hit your notification bell so that you can be entered to win. You can also check me out on Etsy for a personal reading if you feel called to, and that link is below too. But I just hope that you come back here for another visit at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a great day. Hello, pile number 3. You were drawn to the beautiful red feather and to this deck by Liz Dean. This is actually my very first tarot deck I ever received as a teenager. So this is the thing that started it all. But this is your reading today. So who can't stop thinking about you and why? And are they going to act upon this feeling for you? I just saw the Hermit. This could be a Virgo energy. 2 of Swords. So let's take a look here. Who can't stop thinking about pile number 3? Why can't they stop thinking about pile 3? We have the 7 of Pentacles. Who can't stop thinking about pile number 3, please? The King of Cups. Could be a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Could be a Cancer specifically with the Chariot. Queen of Pentacles. And the 3 of Pentacles. Back of the deck is the 5 of Pentacles and the Page of Swords. So this person's watching you. So they're keeping tabs on you right now. And they feel like they're in separation from you as well. And so that's coming out right along with this reading is the sense of separation, the sense of restriction because of it. And I'm just trying to get a different deck here. And they're being pulled in different directions at this moment when it comes to their attraction for you. So their feelings are really intense. But sometimes they do have to turn their back on their feelings for you in order to kind of focus on responsibilities. So there's a sense of you distracting them. Can we clarify the 7 of Pentacles, please? Who can't stop thinking about pile 3? And why? We have the Page of Pentacles. The Strength, Leo energy. The 7 of Pentacles. This is somebody that I feel like the connection has taken root from a long time ago, or at least in the pretty far in the past, a couple of years in the very least, because they're saying that they hesitated when the opportunity was upon them and they had the ability to enter into it. They hesitated, they didn't have the strength, and now it's like this seed that they had to plant, they planted it. Like they've planted their seeds somewhere else potentially. So now they have to decide, do I uproot what I've planted? Do I decide to stay in the past, or do I keep moving forward with what I've invested in here? So they are being pulled in different directions. So this person could have attachment. So please take that as it resonates to your situation. That's not for everyone, but I did just see the 3 of Swords. I also feel like the Queen of Pentacles here, if you are resonating with the Divine Feminine, that you also could have a lot of responsibilities, because there's this stark energy of kind of the way you carry yourself and the responsibilities on your shoulders and how well you do that. The Three of Wands. And there's like this sense of you growing over time too. Yeah, here's the Knight of Pentacles. And so they're acknowledging how you have grown. We have the Two of Swords. And we have the Three of Pentacles. Now, they do have an inability to commit at this moment. And in the past, in this connection, they really were passive towards you, even though everything inside of them told them to act towards you. Like everything inside of them told it to act, or told them to act. There's also an energy coming forward of them being very much aware of you and very aware of your situation, your growth, what you've built. So again, that awareness, that watchfulness mentality is coming through too. And truly, the reason why they watch you here is that despite everything, despite all the challenges, despite whatever is practically in place, there's an emotional investment here. And if things were ideal, if the world was perfect, the two of you would be in a relationship together. There's the Death energy, the sense of rebirth, that they'd have a shot or a new beginning or a new opportunity with you. They seem very much committed to this environment, though. However, they are emotionally driven in different directions, but there's still a sense of them having integrity and wanting to see things through, or the necessity for that as well. But they have these desires when it comes to you, or these thoughts when it comes to you. And they're always thinking about you, because they always have this wonder of like, what could have been, the shoulda, coulda, woulda, if I just stepped down from this fear mentality and put the effort into growth, what could we have built together? What could have grown out of this connection? Because there is a certain amount of permanent emotion surrounding their feelings for you with the King of Cups. And it's evolved from a state. Like he doesn't just pop up, out of the ethereal with all of these feelings. It grows over a course of time as well. We have here Miss Sunshine. And that's you. It's like you're a star. You could be the Aquarius energy here, because it really speaks to somebody who is out of their reach or far away, someone that I focus on, someone that still influences my path and who influences me to potentially take a different route in life, just to gain that closure. But you do feel far away. And there is a hope coming in from them that ultimately they'll have another opportunity to be able to clarify their feelings. But they're very pragmatic, or they're a very serious person or something, because they're very pragmatic about their expectations. We have here Red Garden. It's reversed. We also have here the transformation number reversed as well, 26. Now, there could have been a work connection with this attraction in the very past where it all began. You could have met this person, but I don't feel like you work with them anymore if there is that work connection. I do not believe that you work with them anymore, because there's this separation now that they're feeling. And the Red Garden is this call for passion and more. It's the number 8, so it's asking us to gain mastery over our feelings, because there's intense feelings here that they do have to sometimes temper or turn their backs on or really guard against, because it can steal their peace at times. They've changed a lot since you knew them, or since when you first came into contact with them. They feel like you've had a huge effect on that change, or you have influenced a lot of the change inside of them too. And they can't really shake that either, but they have sort of surrendered to that. It's like this feeling of helplessness to create change, but they've kind of surrendered to that in this present moment. Who can't stop thinking about you and why? We have here Chaos and Conflict reversed. And it's number 33. It really rings true. It brings forward this energy of the Three of Pentacles, of foundations being formed that they're watching you in, or perhaps they have foundations too, because I feel like they also have foundations. And this Chaos and Conflict card is reversed. So this decision, the horse, is about freedom and always having a choice. we look really closely, you can see his rib cage is starting to showcase, because a lot of the energy around him is crumbling. And so it really brings to light the Tower and how they're trying to avoid permanent change. They're trying to avoid chaos by keeping their distance, for instance, at this time, even chaos in their own experience. And they're recognizing that they have the freedom to choose with the Chariot. Like, they are still actively pulled in different directions emotionally, but practically speaking, they're rooted to the ground. We have one light. My light just went out. We have here Treasure Island, to the sea. And it's number 9 because it's this wishful energy, that star. It's you. Something they wish for, something that seems out of their reach or out of their realm of possibility at this time. So they've surrendered to their feelings, and they do hope that there could be a way for the two of you at some point. But it would require, if this is the Tower of Reverse, here's the 16 upright, and it's taking masks off and facing the consequences of that. We've built up this pile of gold, and taking our masks off might allow some of that gold to crumble a little bit. So they are afraid of permanent upheaval. Let's get a couple of message cards to see what are their current thoughts, please. This person who can't stop thinking about pile 3. What are their thoughts of pile 3 at this time? We have here, you're so very special, the 21 reversed, the World reversed. So many unfinished lessons and so many unfinished, even things that were left unsaid between the two of you. So much potential that went scattered and wasted. It says, I can't even look at you right now, the 5 of Swords. And they are acknowledging that they are preserving their feelings. They are preserving their feelings for you, but they're also preserving and protecting their foundation at this time too, because they're still internally conflicted because of the lack of contact. But they also are acknowledging that this could wreak havoc in their experience. So they think that we should slow down. And the 7 of Pentacles is about slow patience. It's like, I have to be patient. Now is not the time for me to act towards you. We have maybe. Like, what would have happened if I had what would happen if I just maybe stepped outside of my comfort zone and followed my fire towards this attraction? And they're not 100% sure or confident with how you feel. Then we have I am coming, trust in the reverse position, and that's the Magician reversed. We have here, I imagine you naked, the 8 of Wands reversed. And so I don't feel like they've experienced that with you. I don't think they've experienced a physical realm with you, because there's been these frustrating delays with getting to express something to you. And that is, there is an impatience in being able to explore you in that way. So they do fantasize about you, but they're worried about judgments of other people. So they feel like there's some still potential, but it's being a little bit pushed off until the future. How do they feel, please, about pile number 3? Who is constantly thinking about pile 3 and why? We have healing family issues. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. So this person, again, could have a foundation or be married, for instance. And we have here deception. Someone is wearing a false mask. So someone who never perhaps let you in on their secret in the past either. Their attraction to you, that may have been, you may have felt it, but they may have really kept it to themselves. But there was a really strong magnetic chemistry, so you may have really picked up on this person's emotions in the past as well. But let's take a look and see about whether they are going to act on any of these thoughts. So this person that's constantly thinking about pile 3, are they going to act on any of these? Whoops. Any of these thoughts? We have the Emperor coming on the floor. They've leveled up. I just heard level up. They've leveled up since you knew them too. So if there was a work connection, they may have leveled up at work. You have the 3 of Wands. But with time, they've also grown in wisdom, and they also know when to act and when not to act. 9 of Swords, High Priestess. And they know not to act in this case, at least not now. There's Knight of Pentacles is needing to finish off a cycle, and there's a slow momentum moving in that cycle right now. So right now they have sort of surrendered to the fantasy and to the thoughts of you that they do hold in a very secret place. And there's a lot of emotion surrounding it too. So even though they act emotionless, and they may not even react when they hear your name, for instance, they may act really guarded. But the truth is that they are very much affected by you. If you look really closely, he's got red cheeks. And the High Priestess is always, it's a quiet emotion, but it's there for sure. And so this continued thoughts of you, the ruminating thoughts, will continue in the future, but they may not act upon it. They're just going to let it stay in the spark zone. Not because they don't have intense feelings, but because they know better. I keep hearing they've grown in wisdom, so they know when to act and when not to act, and they feel like moving in now is not a good time. Let's get a charm bowl for you, pile number 3. What is the last thought that this person who is constantly thinking about pile 3, what did they think the last time? Oops, I missed the bowl. We have the King of Swords. It could have been a Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. We have the Moon, and we have the Nine of Cups reversed. Now, the King of Swords is being really logical now. He's like an authority in truth, and he's holding his ground. He's like holding firm boundaries. Because there's this desire with the Nine of Cups, which we've seen in your reading, but also with the star energy, and there's delays in that gratification, which is really frustrating, because in a perfect world, there would be solutions right now. But unfortunately, it's not a perfect world. It's just the world that we're making it into perfection. So we have to sort of keep pushing towards that perfection. And the Moon is talking about continued reflection over you, but it's stopping them from precipitating change because they're too afraid of what's waiting for them in the unknown. We have the Hammer and we have the Wrench. There could be a word connection here, a wrench in our plans. We have here the Lightning Bolt and the black one. I think of Tower, and I think about upheaval and change. Strawberry, and we have the Starfish, so I think about summertime, and healing from a past loss. So something that we've lost and we've had to heal over a course of time. We do have the Knight of Pentacles on his back. With the Turtle, we have the Knight of Pentacles in your spread of slow moving momentum towards solutions in the future. We do have the Healing Feather, and we have little tiny leaf of change. It may not always remain like this. And we have a penny from 1977. So communication, opportunity. All right, pile 3, that's what I have for you today. I hope that it resonates with you. And if it did, I would love to hear your story below in the comments section. And I would love for you to subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed, and join our beautiful soul family here. You can also check me out on Etsy for a personal reading if you feel called to, and that link is below. But I hope that you come back here for another visit at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a great day.